Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. Let's start our video with a story in which our OP just wanted to do his job right, but an employee appeared who worked on the principle that faster is better, and he made our OP's work miserable. Well, let's see who ended up getting fired. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Just load the damn trailer. I used to work as a quality assurance/control at a flour mill. For you to sink your teeth into your sandwich of delicious fresh bread, 3 things have to happen. Flour has to be made. This happens at a flour mill. Flour has to get to the bakery. This usually happens by trailer or truck. The trucking company, usually a separate company or business from the flour mill, has to pull their trailer up to the scale and get loaded. They then drive it to the bakery. Bakery, where they make that high-carb goodness with crusts that your kids hate. One day, I get a call from one of the bakeries we serve. We unloaded some flour today, and our cameras got a bunch of dough balls going into the silo. Unacceptable. How can this happen? Trucks have to be washed every 3 to 4 weeks. If the trailer's not dried properly, then it retains water from the final rinse. It mixes with the flour, creates dough, and delivers a subpar product. This causes a fermentation reaction. For some reason, since I'm quality control at the mill, everyone looked at me to fix this problem, which is really a problem with the trucking company and the wash stations they use. But I rose to the challenge. I called a meeting of the trucking company, the mill, and the bakery. I told them what was going on, explained that it was unacceptable, and came up with a plan. Before loading, every freshly washed trailer has to be inspected by me or someone else on quality control. We will not load trailers that the mill quality control does not release for loading. They all quickly agreed. Great idea. I got congratulations on fixing the problem. Until one Monday morning. We were supposed to load a trailer at 3 a.m. I was not supposed to be working then, but I came in just to inspect and sign off on the trailer. Delivery was at 7 a.m. It's a 3-hour drive to the bakery. Bob, the driver, was running late. I was getting mad, kept thinking of my bed and how I should be sleeping. Bob shows up at 3:30 a.m. with the trailer. Damn traffic, let's load this quick. Maybe I can still make it. Hold on, I have to inspect it. No, you don't. I have to make this delivery. Bob, I'm inspecting the trailer before we load it. Cursing ensues. He starts making colorful accusations of my mother and my entire ancestral line. I ignore him. I climb up on top of the trailer. Soaking wet. I can see water on the bottom. The entire trailer was damp. I come down. Bob, we can't load this trailer. It's wet. You need to dry it. Drying takes about 25 to 40 minutes depending on the weather. More cursing. Finally, he says, "No, I'm not losing my job to bureaucrats who have no idea what traffic is like. I'm not drying this trailer. You're going to load the trailer, and I'm going to be on my way, like I've been doing for years." I was so tired, and I had a short fuse. "Bob, are you going to dry the trailer?" "No." Malicious compliance ensues. Okay. I went to the head miller on site. I told him that the trucking company is refusing to dry the trailer. I'm not wasting any more time here. I've done my job. I inspected the trailer. I'm going home and I'm going to sleep. I left. Bob found out I'd left and he said to the loaders, "Great, now you can load me up." They informed him that they couldn't load freshly washed trailers without quality control signing off, and now no one's here to sign off, so sorry, you're going to miss the delivery. Bob called his boss. He complained that we were refusing to load his trailer. His boss called the head miller, who explained, per our agreement, quality couldn't sign off on a wet trailer. And since Bob refused to dry the trailer, quality's job was done. They inspected the trailer. There wasn't going to be another inspection since the trailer was not going to be dry. So quality left. The trucking company, "You need to call the bakery and tell them." They wanted the mill to take the blame. "Oh, don't worry, we'll be sure to call." And the head miller told the bakery what happened. The bakery fired the trucking company. Bob got fired from the trucking company. I got promoted. Just kidding, I didn't get promoted. Somehow my manager still blamed me for it. Something about using creative solutions. But nothing ever happened to me because of this incident. I don't care. No regrets. And our second story. You will not speak about my employees like that. Several years back, I was working at a big chain grocery store. I'd worked my way up from bagger to cashier to floor supervisor, then to the customer service desk. Fun fact, they all paid the same. But anyway, we had a number of regulars. Most of them were great, but there was one lady who came in 5 to 6 days a week and complained about something every single time. And when I say every time, I'm not exaggerating. Policy was whenever someone saw her walk in, we had to page the manager on duty and let them know so they could be prepared. When this story takes place, I'd been working at my store for about 5 years and was working the service desk that day. She will be CL for Crazy Lady. CL, approaching desk. Call your manager now. I recognized her and knew there was no point in asking if I could help, so I paged the manager who was already hanging around the area waiting for the call. Manager. How can I help you, ma'am? CL. Your cashier on lane number 10 has no idea what she's doing. CL then launched into an extremely nitpicky rant of all the ways that cashier number 10 was bad at her job. My manager, who had already heard several similar rants from CL that same week, goes to his happy place. His glazed eyes must have told CL that he wasn't listening to her anymore. This infuriated CL more than ever, and she stepped up the venom in her rant. CL. That dumb, very mean words, should be fired. I hope she gets hit by a truck on the way home so I never have to deal with her again. This gets my manager's attention. He's not in his happy place anymore and is now as angry as CL. He cuts her off mid-sentence. Manager. No, you will not talk about my employees like that. Get out of my store, now. CL was completely shocked. As far as I know, nobody had ever stood up to her like that before. After a few seconds, she walked out without another word. My manager seemed surprised too. Manager. Oh man, I'm going to get an earful about this from corporate. You heard all that. You can back me up on this, right? She was clearly going too far. I assured him that I would back him up, and he walked off still looking worried. Corporate called back later that day to say she had filed a complaint about both of us. What did I do? And that they'd given her a gift card for her trouble. Nothing more ever came of it as far as I know, and she continued coming in and complaining every day, but she never acted quite that crazy again. I never did figure out why she had so much pull with corporate or why she scared the manager so much. They didn't act like that with anyone else. Maybe she knew someone important. Gave her a gift card after wishing someone serious injury? I don't know who's worse, corporate people or these customers. They fuel in the fire. And our last story. Apparently, I'm an undercover boss. So this was before COVID started. I've owned and still own a few businesses around town and the city, and due to me being an apprentice and working full-time as a carpenter as well, I usually let my friends handle them. One of my businesses is a small tennis shop and a tennis club where one of my closest friends manages it. So basically, I'm the owner who never turns up. Yes, I know, it sounds a bit dumb, but it's how it is. So my friend hired a new worker, which I've never met before, but I trust my friend's judgment. Usually he's very good, and I know basically everyone in the club as well, so after a week of holidays, which I took off for climbing, hiking with a few other friends, I turned up in the tennis club to check how it's running, since I've been getting weird messages from the members of the tennis club saying they're getting ill-advised by someone. I already knew it wasn't my friend, since I've taught him everything about tennis rackets, shoes, and clothing, etc., and apparently they're also being ripped off, which I don't like. Sure, I don't get a lot of money out of the members due to me giving discounts from time to time, but I work closely with the companies due to my father being a tennis coach and him having the connections with said firms. I run this business because I personally don't like playing tennis anymore, but I enjoy the business side, and my father is very, very passionate about tennis. So I arrived at the store, which is smallish, and make my way to the only office in the store until I get cut off by some tall guy who I've never seen before. I do know everyone by looks, but not by name, and everyone knows that, and we usually always have a laugh, but this time, I really didn't know him. So this is how the story went. Let's call the employee Brian. Me. Hello to you, sir. How can I help you? Brian. Where do you think you're going, kid? Little side note, I'm fairly young, 19 to be exact, but I started this business at 16 with my dad, and he basically gave me his share once I came of age. So, yes, very, very young. But I've never had a complaint about it ever. I'm going to my office. Can I help you, though? I told him and asked as if I didn't know he was the new employee. He scoffs and responds with an irritated tone, Your office? Kid, that's the owner's in my office. You don't work here, and you're not going to buy anything. So get lost. I was at a loss of words due to me remembering the fact of the complaints of the customers and him being the new employee. At least I was guessing at the time. I was shocked to say the least. We, my friend and I, strive to always keep our clients happy and be civil and kind to all our customers, no matter who they are or how long they've played tennis for. Suddenly the door opened, though, and due to me looking at this new guy, I didn't know who it was. Ah, Mr. Adam, you're back from your break, I see. I was just about to throw this kid out. He was trying to steal and break into your office. Brian responded to the person walking in. I then turn around, seeing my wide-eyed friend with his mouth agape. He then looks at Brian angrily. That kid you were about to throw out is my friend, boss, and owner of this place. You don't kick anyone out unless it's good reason, no matter what, he angrily said as he grabbed Brian and dragged him to the office. Mr. Adam was a big guy, around 6 foot or more. Brian looked about 5'9". So the shortcut story here is that Brian got fired by Adam, and I apologized to all our clients due to me feeling really bad about it. Being the undercover boss has the bonus that you find out how the employees treat customers. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.